What's good, everybody? Next, we're back with some more World of Warship Legends. Today, we've got a huge update, absolutely huge. So, for this and more, keep watching. So, today, we're looking at the patch notes. There are a tremendous amount of things going on this patch. It will be taking place in a couple of hours. So, PC version, been out for a year on PC. Uh, those are the pros and cons for the PC version. Then we have a serious campaign. They're gonna have two campaigns. This one will be 4 weeks for the Azuma. All of these are the patch notes. You can find that's the link to the patch notes. So we're gonna have these guys, all these little things that come with it. Sure, yada yada. You've seen this on other people's channels. So the main thing that we're gonna be looking at here is it's also ironic. They're launching the Japanese gunboat line, but they're still giving us Tanaka as our Japanese commander, even though Kurita is your gunboat commander, unless of course you have um what's his name, Hellsinger from the Halloween campaign last year. So it is odd. We're still getting the torpedo commander because you're still being taught to use stealth as opposed to a more aggressive style, because this guy is your Halsey for the Japanese line. He has all of the same traits as Halsey. He's got twist and track, the whole shebang bang. We're getting Rizo, which I don't mind Rizo. I mean, he's Rizo. What else we have going on here? Mind you, I always play. I'm a destroyer main. I'm pushing almost 200,000 torpedo hits, so I know a little bit about destroyers. Alternative Japanese destroyer branch. So we're going to have the Minakaze Atsuhura. Hmm, I'm not gonna do that to myself. And the Akazuki. So these boats are your gunboats for the Japanese line. That will be this the Zuma. And we have Minakaze. This is all the pros and cons from the PC version, but it'll kind of give you an idea of what kind of boat you're looking at, right? So these boats are still very much Japanese stealth boats, but when it comes to getting into a gunfight, they're less likely to be completely overrun by some of these other ships. It's not to say you're gonna want to go and have a straight up gunfight with a lot of different boats. One thing that they also kind of specialize in will be anti-air, but we're gonna see just how well that does in the coming months as we test these boats out. And the Akazuki, the tier 7, which is supposed to be a very decent gunboat. We're gonna find out. We're gonna test all of these things out. So next thing we've got is a new skill, HE penetration for a destroyer. So that'll be interesting. It's gonna make your base damage lower, but higher penetration. So that'll be a thing. Rank is coming back and it's gonna be tier 4. So we're going to see a lot of participation. The lower rank battles, the lower tier rank battles usually have a lot of ships. They often will have less skilled players as well, because tier 3 and 4, like, it's the beginning of the game. So, be prepared for a lot of strange plays by your teammates. So hopefully, I'm one that I normally go through ranked solo. That's just my thing, but I can fully understand a bunch of people wanting to, do duos for the rank. Mind you, This will be I thought it said divisions of 2. Yep, up to 2 players, and it's a maximum of 2 destroyers per team, which I like. I might play ranked just so I don't have to deal with 5 destroyers in a match, which is awkward. What else is jumping out here? So, that Black Friday crates. Okay, there was something else over here. Oh well, it's just these are the matches that we're gonna have. Straight, New Dawn, Stars in the North. These are all decent maps. There are a lot of options that you can have. And then we're going to have our first legendary destroyers. We've got the Shimakaze, which is it's an amazing ship. However, there's some things that people need to remember when they start acting so scared of destroyers. It has a decent health pool, right? But the thing that makes this boat the most notable is going to be 3x5, right? So 3 launchers of 5 torpedoes. And these are Japanese torpedoes. They hit like a truck, right? But their base range is lower than even your ACAT base range is 10. Kagero base range is 10. Speed is decent. This is 2 minutes. For everybody that's whining and complaining about, oh no, that's 2 minutes. So even if you fully focus on pure reload, that's not gonna go down to all of a sudden 60 seconds or something ridiculous. So calm down, everybody. Sure, and they're very detectable. 1.8. Anybody who used to play the ACAT before it got nerfed, yes, the ACAT got nerfed. The ACAT used to have a 1.6 kilometer range. So people who didn't even know how to use that boat were getting a ton of torpedo strikes. That extra 0.2, that's 200 meters. So you can spot these torpedoes much further out. I'm not saying that it's easy to spot, but at tank tier 7 and at legendary tier, you've got radar and sonar out the wazoo. I don't want to hear it. In a destroyer. So look, you can get it up to 11 as base, right? This is your base range, 11. But look at this reload. It's almost 3 minutes. 3 minutes to launch torpedoes from this far away. It's difficult to hit torpedoes from that far away. But 3 minutes. Calm down, everybody who's all like freaking out. These are fantastic torpedo damages, right? So if you land a couple of these, that's gonna hurt. But it's not like you're gonna be able to do this all match. All right, chill out. Not the fastest destroyer. Not the fastest rudder ship or a destroyer. Not the most concealed of its type. However, it's gonna be a great ship. It gets smoke and an engine boost. No reload. Doesn't look like it has a reload. Now we have the Cabaras, which is also just called the Cabo. So the Cabo, significant health, just like what you'd expect from a Russian destroyer. Decent armor, right? But the Tashkent has a 3x2. This is a 4x2. Similar damage, and it's going to have similar firing arcs. So it's going to be a sniper. Torpedoes, 2x5, just like, well, not by 5, but still. 6 kilometers, not far, but also very workable. For everybody who complains about torpedo range, think about this. To play the Yudachi and have those little baby screamer torps, that means you have to get 8.1 with even a maxed out torpedo range. It's 8.1 kilometers for your screamer torps, and at tier 7, that's ridiculous. So having a 6 kilometer and whatever, it's workable. Very hard to detect torpedoes. 0.6. The virtually invisible. So also still minute and a half reload time. Fast ship like you'd expect for the Russians, second fastest line in the game. Rudder shift negligible. You're not going. They're big ships. These Russian destroyers are like baby cruisers, like for real. They're gunboats with no citadel. They're detectable, but doesn't matter. You're going to be. This is a shooting boat. All right. So smoke generator. Wait, that's weird. Smoke generator or repair party. Interesting. I didn't notice that before. But a rip that's perfect for this playstyle because you're going to be in gunfights all the time. You're less you're less likely to sit and smoke in a run and gun type of build. So that's cool. All right. Now, one of the things that hasn't gotten much attention, but it should, there's a bunch of stuff here you can read on your own. I'm intentionally scrolling through this slowly and just highlighting things. Liswicka. Liswicka comes back. I've been waiting for this boat. It's the Polish line, which not really gonna get on PC. I think it's rolled into like some subcategory of different countries or something like that. But it's the only way you get Jersey Swirsky. So for all of you guys who are like dying to do this double concealment mess, this is how you get it, right? So I'm gonna get Jersey Swirsky. I'm gonna max him out. Yeah, we're gonna see just how invisible we can make a boat. I still don't advocate every destroyer to use a double concealment. It's a waste of slot. All right, so another ship, the huge game change. Secondaries. I say that again. Secondaries are actually going to be a thing in this new update, and this is for also for every battleship player who's all terrified of these destroyers. Think about this. Your secondaries actually hit ships that are in their range. If you start getting rushed by all these different boats, you'll be able to critically damage some of these ships. In all honesty, as cool as like we've gotten a number of new ships as destroyers, however, the number of ships that can counter us and the number of playstyles that can counter us will significantly make it harder to just be a destroyer that doesn't know what you're doing. So if you like playing as a destroyer, you're gonna definitely want to look through my catalog of videos. So we have a huge game change, a consumable enhanced secondary targeting. It's going to make, see what it says, allow many battleships to make destroyers' lives significantly harder should they wander too close. So this is how it works. Your battleships, it says every battleship will receive 2 charges of this consumable. So it may replace planes for most, but if you think about it, if you're a battleship and you're running, maybe if you're running target planes or something like that, sure, I could see you wanting to keep those. But this is, you know, the cost for this specific consumable. So that's for the consumable part. It'll make it so that your shot more precise secondaries for 30 seconds. So that's significant. And then your brawler commanders like Celiac, Lee, probably a few, I don't know all their names, battleships, are getting a new skill. So their legendary skill will actually matter for being a battleship commander, which is fantastic because we need more legendary skills. It's the only way you make your commanders unique. So it will reduce the reload time of your secondaries by up to 15% and prolong the duration of this consumable by up to 35%. Porcupine is getting some love as well. It's your primary thing that makes you a brawler as far as brawling goes. Like when you, anyway, it doesn't matter. If you know what this is, you know what this is. You'll also have this going from a max of 12% shell grouping to 15%, which is going to, well, I'm definitely gonna test these out. I have an Arkansas secondary and a Bismarck versus Bismarck secondary video where we literally see the differences between some of these things. But the main thing that's being added to this maximum dispersion is also getting some love. So it's going to see these two parts. Shell grouping, so your secondaries are going to land in a similar area, and then dispersion, reducing the overall area in which the shells can land. So it's notable. Hipper, whose inspiration is the most common for a secondary build, is also going to include shell grouping now. It used to just improve your range, but now it's also going to improve your accuracy, your shell grouping, up to 5%, which is fantastic. So that's magical. This is something I've been waiting for. I play this game for destroyers and brawling battleships, and then cruisers that can just melt you. So yes, I'm that guy who melts you. I don't feel bad about it. Additional balance changes will be the Grozer will actually have secondaries now, because the 5 as a base was very low, so now it's bumping it up to 7, so that's good, but it'll allow it to be more viable. It's not notable, but it should, as a base range, plus 20% from a maxed out porcupine, because you get 20% on top of that, and then having your ship built towards this can become a significant number. So this is a significant number. The Alaska is getting the ability to repair more of its health. Double of its Citadel health can be restored now. Instead of just 10%, it'll be 20. And it has more repairs in general. And the cooldown for damage comp for it has been reduced 5 seconds. Next gen will be releasing at the same time. So that's, some of you, if you guys already have the new Xbox or whatever, this is already going to be out there. So that's pretty cool. PlayStation 5 is following soon, apparently. We're going to be getting weekly legendary promotion orders, which is fantastic because why not? Every other tier has it, 2 through 7, so it only makes sense that the legendary ships have it as well. Got a new port, doesn't matter to me. Tabs, whatever. Anything else? I'm so glad that this crap is over. Not fun. As a destroyer main, like, I just didn't enjoy it. I don't know. It there's just little things with it. We're gonna get some new descriptions for the ship trait, and this is a little code they hid in here during all of this. This is a lot. You see all of this stuff. This is the biggest update in maybe the whole year and a half this game's been out. More information in general. Anything else in here? Trying to see if Chroma, whatever. So, what are you guys looking to the most from this update? Like the absolute most. I'm mostly looking forward to, in many ways, I'm looking forward to these secondaries, because I don't know if you watched any of my other videos, but I really enjoy my secondary builds, but they just don't get the kind of love that they need. in this current meta. So come tomorrow and the day after, when we get all of these things updated and upgraded, I'll absolutely be looking forward to that. That's something I'm personally looking forward to. And there are a few things that we could do. Let's see. Oh, and Swirsky. I've been looking forward to getting that that ship, the Bliswicka. I was always interested in this Akazuki. So I'm gonna, of course, you'll be able to work straight through this line immediately. There's going to be no wait waiting period. They're going to launch and just be available to research immediately. Let's say that earlier. So the only thing that you have to have is the Matsuki, because that's where the split happens. So at tier 4, you have to unlock the Matsuki first and then switch. So they're still like they said, but torpedoes are definitely their main armament. So even though they are the gunboat line, their real hit and power is still going to be their torpedoes. It's just that the further up you go, the more gunboat style that they'll have. And they also and look at what they hint. Look at how they hint at that better anti-air weaponry, which might become useful in the coming months. It's already November, so they did tease us about having a test for the carriers by the end of the year. So it'll be interesting if we actually end up with that test happening by the end of the year or early next year. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like, subscribe, follow. There's always more content coming. Next Era out.